If you're noticing a white chalky buildup on your Leca clay walls, your plant is sending you a clear message. It's time to flush. This mineral residue isn't just unsightly, it can impact how effectively your plant absorbs nutrients in the long term. But what if I told you the best solution isn't adding something new? It's doing something very simple. Flushing your plants grown in Leca might just be the single most overlooked step in semi-hydroponics, and it's the secret to keeping your plants happy, healthy, and growing strong. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through exactly why and how to flush your plants in Leca. You'll learn the benefits of irregular flushing, the clear signs your Leca needs a refresh, and I'll demonstrate step by step how to flush effectively and safely. Plus, I'll share common mistakes you will want to avoid so that you can get your flushing right every single time. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly when and how to flush, why it matters, and trust me, your plants will thank you. Let's dive straight in and get those plants thriving again. First, let's quickly talk about what this white buildup actually is. It's called efflorescence, and it happens when minerals from your nutrient solution or tap water crystallize on the surface of Leca as the water evaporates. In semi-hydroponic setups, the regular evaporation combined with continuous nutrient addition can intensify this buildup, eventually affecting your plant's ability to absorb water and nutrients efficiently. Understanding this is key to maintaining healthy plants in Leca. So how do you know it's time to flush? Here are the main signs I look out for when I'm looking at my plants. Visible white buildup on the surface of the Leca or inside the cache pot. Slower plant growth despite you providing regular nutrient top-ups and good light and all the good things a plant needs to thrive. If any of these are happening, it's time to flush. And if you're not sure, it doesn't hurt to flush anyway. I try to flush my plants at least once a month just to keep things balanced. So what do you need to flush? You need clean room temperature water. This water can be filtered, rainwater, reverse osmosis water, good quality water. You need a container or a sink to catch the runoff from the flush. You need a gentle watering tool like a squeeze bottle or a watering can with a narrow spout, but you can also just use the tap at the sink. All right, let's talk about how I flush my plants. Let's look at this step by step. The first thing I do is remove the inner pot that has the plant and the Leca from the cache pot. I will then get this pot, rinse the Leca and the plant thoroughly under running water, and I pour water through that Leca and take that opportunity to wash the leaves as well, allowing that water to drain through that Leca. I keep going until the runoff is looking clear, because at this point you might have dead roots coming off as well. So you want to flush any of the salts and the dead roots. Once that plant is flushed, place the nursery pot on a clean surface and allow the water that's in the pot to drain. This is really important so that that fresh nutrient that you're going to put in the reservoir does not get diluted. At this point, you will then get your cache pot, throw out any nutrient solution that's left. I know some people actually don't throw this down the sink. They will go and throw it outside, some of their other plants that are growing outside, just to make use of that nutrient solution. Do as you will. But we're getting rid of that nutrient solution. Clean the cache pot. Use clean water to make sure that that cache pot is lovely and clean. Now back to our pot with the Leca and the plant. Once the water is no longer dripping, you place this pot back in the now clean cache pot and put a fresh nutrient solution in that cache pot. Here are a few mistakes that you need to avoid when flushing your plants. Using poor quality water. If your water source is already high in minerals or salts, or if your water is hard, you're not really flushing if you're using that water. Use filtered, rain or reverse osmosis water, distilled water where possible. Forgetting to clean the cache pot, flushing the Leca but putting it back into a dirty container defeats the purpose. you must clean that cache pot. Flushing too aggressively. Pouring water with high pressure can disturb roots and cause damage, especially in young or freshly transitioned plants. Do not use a high pressure sprayer to flush your plants. Not allowing full drainage of the nursery pot. If the plant is still dripping from the flush and you place it straight into a clean cache pot with freshly mixed nutrient solution, that leftover flush water will drip down and dilute your nutrient mix. This can throw off the balance you've so carefully prepared with your nutrient. Always let the inner pot drain fully before adding new solution. Of course, the biggest mistake is skipping flushing altogether. Even if your plant looks fine, flushing is about long-term health, not just solving visible problems. So give your plants a flush. So that's it. It's quite simple but powerful. Flushing your Leca setup helps prevent salt buildup, improves nutrient uptake, and keeps your semi-hydroponic system clean and running smoothly. I like to think of it as a quick reset for my plants. Now, I get asked a lot, how often should you flush your Leca setups? For most plants, once a month is a good rule of thumb. But if you're using tap water with a higher mineral content, harder water, for example, or if you're feeding your plants very heavily, you're using lots of nutrient solution, you might want to flush every 2 to 3 weeks. If you're using rainwater or reverse osmosis water or distilled water consistently, you might stretch out the flush a little bit longer. The key is consistency and adjusting based on what your plant is showing you. Now, of course, a flushing, as I said before, is entirely also dependent on your nutrient solution. Check out this next video that shows some of the things I add in my nutrient solution. It pairs perfectly with flushing. And if you want more in-depth help with your Leca setup, check out my membership at thelecaqueen.com. You'll get access to exclusive content you won't find anywhere else, plus the chance to join our monthly live Q&A session for members. I'll see you there.